talk about natural and unnatural, organic and synthetic. Um, what happens nowadays when we're living in society, just society in general, but also the gym is an extension of society. Um, you see this rapid growth in people, uh, rapid profit margins. Profit. Profit means you gain strength, you gain muscle mass, you make quick money, you get things very quickly. You see? So sometimes it blows your mind because you see people improve so fast. And you wonder because you think to yourself, are they like super talented or are you just super weak? Right? And then you sit down and you really have to uh, wonder, right? So I know what it takes to get uh, something done. I've done many different jobs, from tearing down buildings to building them back up. Whether that was outside, literally in the physical world, where you break buildings literally with a sledgehammer, or you build the physical body, right? There was a point where I was 320 pounds, and I was a much bigger guy, and I lifted a lot more weight than what I'm lifting now, where I am now, because I don't even train. But I know what it took to get to those levels where I was, which was pretty much over a 400-pound bench in one arena. Let's just talk about the bench. I was over 400 pounds on the bench, and I was getting stronger, and I saw what it takes to get there. You know, but nowadays, I look at some people, and all of a sudden they're at 450-pound bench, and he's 198, or he's 200 pounds, and he's been training for 1 year, and he got to 450 pounds, and I'm like, how did this happen? Because I know not just myself, but I know many super talented athletes who've been either football players, shot putters, people like this. And I know that those guys were on things and didn't lift that kind of weight. You see? So now I'm seeing people, all of a sudden, he's at 450. So it really begs a question, how? How did that happen? The reason why people are like, don't hate or don't say bad things about that. It's not that I'm saying bad things. It's just that I want an even playing field. And I want people to understand that you have a synthetic playing field and you have an organic playing field. For me, I live in an organic playing field. An organic playing field is like planting a seed in the ground and letting nature conspire together to cause that seed to grow. When you have a synthetic playing field, you're in a test tube facility arena where you can inject all manner of things and cause a growth. You see? Something, instead of taking 1 month naturally to grow, it takes 3 days to grow unnaturally. So with unnatural growth, what happens is you create inside the mind of the masses an unnatural expectation of what is strong and what is not. You see? What is talented and what is not talented. So you have an organic, natural athlete who is at the highest level and who is benching maybe 420 pounds. And then you have another guy who is on all kinds of things and he's benching at the same weight 150 pounds more. So you can't measure on the numbers. So what you have to do is come to that middle ground where, or either you take away the steroid or you make the other one take the steroid. You see? Or the unnatural substance that they're taking. You see? So if you are a natural, truly a natural person out there, and you are, you eat clean food, meaning that, you're not taking all kinds of drugs, right? Then my advice to you is to stick with that, because in the end, all synthetic growth will come to a crash once the synthetic substance is gone. You see? So now you need to have the money to consume those synthetic things. You see? Whereas if you're natural, all you need really is food. You see? And the money to buy food. Right? So I don't know how much it costs to buy all the milligrams of Tren or, all these different variety of cocktails you have out there, growth hormone, HGH, all kinds of other things. Some people are taking insulin, you know. For what? You know, my question is for what? And then now what you have is all these masking agents and things to be able to hide the fact that you're taking something. And then you go and compete in a federation that's supposedly drug tested, or they drug test, and all they do is a urine test. They'll never catch all these things. You see? But in the end, your conscience knows. Who you are on the inside knows what your natural capability is. And nature itself knows, God knows what a natural capacity and the highest from the natural capacity really is. You see? And I'm not saying to you, if you're natural, that you can never become, you know, you can't have a 700-800 pound deadlift. No, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that it takes a lot longer, and your recovery rates are a lot slower. You see? So if you want to be natural, then understand what natural strength, naturally strong really means. And you will see many people who are naturally strong. You see? But when you're seeing someone you know, he's been training for 1 year, and then all of a sudden now he's got a 700 pound deadlift, 800 pound deadlift, and they're 170, 180, 190 like this. Then, you know, 6 months, and then all. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some freaks out there. There's some naturally super duper people who are very, very strong, given, right? But I'm seeing a trend of people that are all of a sudden just coming out of nowhere and boom. But if that's what you want, then that's what it is. You know, some people will say, oh, you have to do what it takes, right? Do what it takes, you know. You can do what it takes naturally as well, right? Mm-hmm. Do what it takes is a relative term. According to what morality are you doing what it takes? You see? So in your heart, you need to know what doing what it takes means. If it means natural, then what? Do it naturally, organically. Take your time. Make the mistakes. Build your character to handle the talent, right? If you want to do it synthetically, then you do what it takes, right? There's a plus and minus for both. Plus, synthetics plus is you have immediate gains right away. You see? But if you look at nature, a mountain wasn't built in one day, right? A mountain was built over a long period of time. You see? So natural things, they take time, because you're not just developing the physical, you're developing the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the whole man, the whole being. You see? So remember that. And remember to set your expectations according to what you believe and what your principles and who you are.